think about AI and something like a ChatGPT?
I think ChatGPT is awesome.
It's a very well-written, clear thing that comes instantaneously. It saves you time. That's clarity.
Are you tired of spending hours on menial tasks at work? Introducing Haly, the revolutionary AI Slack bot powered by GPT-3. Haly can execute work tasks for company leaders and assist team members on demand, all while providing human-like responses. And that's not all. Haly can even give you tonight's dinner recipe. With Haly, you can free up valuable time to focus on what truly matters. Imagine having more time to spend with your family, pursue hobbies, or even save money. Haly is here to make your life easier and enhance your free time. Say goodbye to tedious tasks and hello to a more enjoyable work-life balance with Haly. Try it out today and experience the difference for yourself.
If you look at OpenAI, is this the big revolution going forward?
It certainly looks as though, if you look at the venture capital land, for instance, so much money been flowing into Web3 and all sort of thing, and perhaps some had missed AI, which is, it is going to be a massive deal over the course of the next decade.
All right, so thanks everybody for joining. This is our company kickoff for Upmortem. So let me start off with the agenda here. I'm just gonna read it off. I want to start with a little bit of an introduction about myself and the team. We're gonna have a product overview. We're gonna talk about user testimonials, a Q&A session, demonstration, feature roadmap, and closing remarks. So about myself, so I'm an experienced entrepreneur. I have a PhD in computer engineering, specializing in distributed systems. I first started with the company where I had the first ever platform as a service called AppScale, and then followed it up with an open source gamification platform, so you could do like users, badges, points, fun stuff like that. And now we're doing the very first open source AI bot in Slack. So previously I worked at Teladoc, where I managed about 40 developers, and I had about 8 teams all throughout the world. Labelbox is another company I worked for, where it was specializing in AI and doing labeling of data. Very fun stuff. I love to code, and I'm also very creative in innovative solutions. And my ultimate goal is to have Haly run our business, to be the first ever AI run company. So let's go and talk about the different people that are on the team. So I'm going to kind of point out different folks. They're going to get highlighted, and they're going to talk about themselves and tell them about an accomplishment or a fun fact. So let's start with Mark.
Thanks, Raj. My name is Mark Cardona. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Upmortem, and I help the team get the tools and information they need to do their quality work. And I take the lead on all things legal. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about our company, our team, and the workplace revolutionizing products that we build. With that, I'm going to kick it over back to Raj.
Thanks, Mark. Fede, our Chief Engineer.
All right, thanks, Raj. Yeah, I'm Fede. I'm based in Argentina. I'm a software developer. I've been in the industry for 5 years. I worked for Teladoc Health the past 2 years. There we developed also integration, but with Microsoft Teams. So we have experience with integrations. Yeah, that's it about me.
Thank you, Fede. Dan, our CIO.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me. My name is Dan Garza. I live in Ventura, California, on the west side of the United States, and I'm currently serving as Chief Information Officer. I have 10 years of experience in the ITEL service desk arena. I currently hold a bachelor's degree in information technology and am pursuing my master's in business administration in the interest of providing the best of technical management services to my team. For the last few years, I've previously worked for Teladoc, where I helped scale their 6-person service desk team, integrated with other companies into a 54-person service desk team, supporting the 8,000 global national user base. I think technology is fun, and my job and daily goal is to make sure that information keeps flowing, because information's power. Thank you, guys. Back to you, Raj.
Thank you, Dan. Ralph, our creative director, our creative officer.
Hello. I'm Ralph, of course. I'm a creative officer. my background is mostly in music, and I had done a lot of research personally for my company, my production company, on how I prefer to market and how to grab people's attention through social media and different ways to just portray a message. I'm here just working on the website, working on social media content, of course, and hope to refine everything based on our vision here at Upmortem. I'll give it back to you, Raj. Thanks.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Ralph. Mo, Chief of Staff.
Hi, I'm Mo Tompkins. I'm Chief of Staff here. I provide administrative support and structure regarding scheduling, coordinating, and pretty much anything else. Recently with Upmortem, I've applied for some grants, gotten us on a pretty nice weekly meeting cadence, and I'm currently helping to build out some future processes. Previously, I was in recruiting, building out technical teams at Labelbox and Podium, and before that, I was doing program management at Line Data, a multinational fintech. Yeah, that's about it for me. Back to you, Raj.
All right, fantastic. Anmei, intern.
Hello, I'm Anmei. I'm the intern here at Upmortem. This is my first time working in the industry, so I'm really excited to be here. My job is in operations, so I work to help support the team in any way they need, and I'm really enjoying my time. Back to you, Raj.
Thanks, Anmei. And she's more than an intern. We're going to end up hiring her full time. Solomon.
Salman, hi team. It's Salman here. I've been on a development side here, and I've been working as a full-time Ruby on Rails developer earlier, and now it's been my pleasure to work with this great team, and this is the time for AI basically. So I'm enjoying that.
Fantastic. Thank you, Solomon. We also have Chris Pallion, the Chief Business Officer, who couldn't make it, but he's a serial entrepreneur and going to be adding great value to the company. We also have Eric, who's our Chief Project Officer, couldn't also make it. Next up, I want to announce that we're going to hire a CMO. We have a candidate in mind and we're recruiting him. Next up, Mars.
Hi everyone. So I will join as a software engineer. My codename will be Mars because all the fun nicknames were taken. I have some experience in e-commerce and telehealth. In e-commerce, I have to build a recommendation system. That's when I got introduced to this AI and machine learning world, and I'm loving it. Back to you, Raj.
Thank you, Mars. And finally, I'm Zeus, but I don't hide my identity. I'm like Superman, you know. He's just hanging out, puts on some glasses. I put on the scarf so that no one knows who I am. All right. Let's go on to the next part of our agenda here on product overview. This is going to be kicked off by Joel, Fede. Fede, you want to take this one?
All right. Yeah, I can do a quick demo. So can you see Slack now?
Yes.
All right. So I will make a quick demo about Haly. Haly is our Slack bot. Haly is installed in our workspace here, so you can talk to her in direct messages. So you can talk to Haly in your direct messages. For example, here you can say hi to her, she will reply, and we can ask whatever you want. Anyone has any idea?
Apples versus oranges, which is better?
All right.
This keeps me up at night.
So she likes apples.
Ask which ones are more nutritious. Let's see. Even with a typo, I think she'll figure out what you're meaning.
Yeah, she said no.
All right.
All right. And you can also like she will have like some memories. So for example, if you want to say like, make a summary of this conversation, she will remember the chat and make a summary for you.
Nice.
You can also ask her to translate.
That looks good to me. I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah,
So.
I do. This is right. So yeah, you can DM here, or you can also ask her to some channels, private or public channels. For example, she's on a channel here, so I can mention her, and she will answer here in a private thread. And you can also ask her to public channels. If you use her in private or public channels, you have to mention her so she knows you're talking to her, but you don't need to if you're in the direct messages. So yeah, we integrated this with OpenAI APIs, and we are expanding her capabilities, like using different APIs. The idea is to connect with different APIs to, for example, get the weather, get sports scores, and more things that we will talk later.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Fede, for showing that the fantastic demo. Next up, we have user testimonials led by Mo.
Yeah, so I want to open up the floor. Anybody who would like to speak to their experience using Haly, whether for work, personal, otherwise. I know there's a few of us here who have some pretty cool stories. I can kick it off actually. I love using Haly. It's for me, it's almost like a personal arbitrator or maybe a marriage counselor. I'm an extremely petty person, and I use it in all of my arguments with my wife right now. And when I say arguments, like fun, when we're trying to decide on like a restaurant or a movie to watch. She said I needed to touch grass one time, and I said, Haly, what are the health benefits to touching grass? And there were none. And I was like, see, this is what Haly says. I love my wife, but I might love Haly just a little bit more, maybe. So I love it, and that's my testimonial. Is there anyone else that would love to follow me up and speak on it?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, so with us dealing with social media, Haly gives me captions. Like I've never been big on captions. I would like post one word if I if I could. But so for Upmortem and to introduce Haly, I've been actually asking Haly for the best captions for each social media site, and she's pumping them out with hashtags and everything. So that's
awesome.
Yeah, that's one way that Haly's been helping me out, among some other things. But though, like the more I learn about Haly, the more I'm able to utilize her, honestly. So yeah, she's been a help.
So I'll go next. My dad's been experiencing some difficult health issues, and Haly, I just asked her, like food, dietary restrictions, what's the best way to solve a certain health issue, and she's been fantastic. So it's not in the public channel because it's private, information about what's going on with my father's life, but those recommendations are helping. So it's fantastic. It's like a doctor at my fingertips.
Yeah, I'll speak a little bit to the way that I work with Haly. So a lot of times I get writer's block. I know what I need to do, but getting through that first draft can be the challenge that is hard to overcome. So what I'll do a lot of times is ask Haly to give me a summary or an outline, or even just ask her to go ahead and write a first draft of an email. And then I am able to just edit from there, and that helps me get my work done a lot faster.
I'll kind of second on that note and dovetail off of it a little bit. Expanding on what Mark said, what Haly does for me is much of the same. Like we kind of expanding off of just writing, but for me, the number one obstacle I face oftentimes is starting, right? Like starting. You know what you want to do. The project is so big, but you got to start somewhere. And you can read books on. There's been self-help books on many on how to just get started. You know, start scared, start worried, start afraid, whatever the case may be. Just start. Well, Haly gets things started for you when you don't know perhaps where to start. You can. I asked Haly recently to devise a 5-year chief information officer strategy for Upmortem, taking into consideration our SaaS built platforms and the product we're offering, and to give us 1, 2, and 5-year milestones highlighting certain key company values. And I was amazed at what she spit out. I had to feed her some information, some of the highlights of our company values, but what she gave me a high level outline of something to start. And like Mark said, I can then pick chunks and help my synapses start going. Haly's a catalyst and to a lot of great work.
Just sorry, one more note. It's funny. I was also talking to my wife about this. She, in the midst of me using Haly to settle an argument, she asked why I wouldn't, she said, well, why not go to Google? And I was explaining that, like, there's so many, first, when you Google something, there's like a million ads. And then like the algorithm, you never know, like I may Google something and she may Google something, and we'll get two different things. So Haly is like an objective source of truth. And also, like, especially when you're trying to start on a project, there's just like a million pages and pages. And like, it just like Haly gives you like some of the top options very succinctly and like human speech. And it just makes it like so much easier for me anyway. Cool. Well, if there's any other testimonials, going once, going twice. If not, I can kick it back to you, Raj.
All right. Next up is actually, I'm throwing it back to you for the Q&A session.
Boom. Boomerang. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll open up the floor for any questions, technical or otherwise, from any of the team. I know I've got one or two that, you know what, I can just go ahead and start. Maybe perhaps a little bit of a hardball. I know that there's as I've been like ranting about Haly to friends and people, and I'm not the most technical, person. I've heard one or two people say like, well, hey man, like it sounds like y'all are just, throwing like a skin on like Chat GPT or whatever and just like using that. And I know we have like a secret sauce, some proprietary stuff. I'm not technical enough to explain that, but I would love to hear from, Raj or Fede, like a little more details around that.
Sure. So
if you can share.
So what we have now is exactly what you mentioned, right? We have like a skin around for Slack to use GPT-3. But we're working on so much more. We're going to fix the math problems that it has. We're going to fix the fact that it can do only limited size documents. We're going to work on slide generation, so you can generate slides on the demand. We're going to be doing a lot more on top of what we already have. Like, that's just a starting point. Whenever someone says that to you, say, hey, that's version 0.3, right? We're not even 1.0 yet. So just let them know, like, hey, man, we're just getting started. Fede, you want to add anything to that?
No, yeah, just the same. Is that we're adding so much stuff. So ChatGPT, for example, doesn't have access to the internet, but we can add things so she can access the internet and grab things and reply to you with that information. So I think that's our main goal.
So it sounds like Haly's like a streamlined process for like if you would want to go, like it's taken away that step for you going to Google and finding the best source. You know, so does Haly, does the tech behind Haly like prioritize the information?
I think it's just prioritizing based. What's the best? What's the best answer? Right.
Yeah,
it's not giving you a list. You could ask it for a list, right, and then prioritize it. But even that has problems right now because that GPT-3 has problems with it. So we're gonna fix that problem of prioritized list. Like I asked the question of, give me the top 10 earning actors, and then it gave me the list out of order. And so we're like, we have to fix anything that we run into that is causing issues. We're gonna fix it. So that's a problem with OpenAI, and then we're gonna fix it on our layer. Before it hits the user, we're gonna have a fixed answer.
Any other questions from the peanut gallery? Anyone else? I did have one more quick question before we move on to the next section. How do we come up with the name Haly? Is that like an acronym or?
I don't know if I can say the reason why without getting us like sued. I'll tell you where it came from, and we'll censor it. It'll just be a long beep. Have you guys seen Space Odyssey 2001?
Yeah.
You know Hal?
Yep. Oh, okay.
Haly.
Ah.
There you go.
Nice.
And there's also an acronym. It's like heuristic AI life for you.
Sweet. Well, all right. If there are any other.
Is this image? I was talking about the image of the Haly. Like it is AI generated,
or
that's it is a real
DALL-E
person?
2. That's DALL-E 2. So the thing was, give me a woman of undeterminate race who has Amelia Clark's eyebrows and has a friendly demeanor. So I was told that everybody loves Amelia Clark's eyebrows. So
yeah, do we focus group that?
I pretty much did. I had a focus group that I went to, and I like talked to them about what's the best image of the AI that we're creating. I anticipate that you're gonna be able to do like a Zoom session with Haly. Haly's gonna be on the other end, and you're gonna be able to talk to her in a live interaction, like just like you would with how we're doing now. That's maybe 2-3 years out, but that'd be something that we could do.
Cool.
Freddie, do you have the list of stuff that we're working on that you can share with us?
Let me check. All right. So for the roadmap, we've been working on our marketing side. So we also need to find a way to get the keys from our customers because we're going to use their OpenAI keys to the request. So we're also working on that. We're working on our billing platform so our customers can have an easy way to pay. We are like researching different options to see what we use. Salman is working on the architecture for connecting with different APIs. So we're going to start working on that soon. Then we have our math module that is being worked by Achilles. That's post-processing for Haly, where Haly is asked for JSON formatting. Summarize threads, we already have that, but we still need some improvements for like long threads. What else? We have slide generation, book generation. We are investigating also truth detection to make sure that Haly's answers are truth. Yeah, still investigating that. We're going to work on a testing framework on generating like blog posts automatically, so you can give Haly some title or some context, and she will generate blogs for you, blog posts. We're going to work on making Haly like send emails, SMS, or I don't know, schedule a meeting, those kind of things. And one important one is like doing like prompt injection detection. That's a vulnerability that it's on GPT. So we need to make sure fix that. And yeah, those are the main
And
goals
what's
for
the
our
one that
roadmap.
you're working on? What's the one that you're working on, Fede?
I'm working on the billing website.
With building website, yeah. All
Yeah.
right, fantastic. And thank you, Fede, for that. So the closing remarks, yeah, I want to thank everyone for joining us for this kickoff. It's been wonderful to have everybody and, just showing off everybody's personality and whatnot is fantastic. To summarize, we talked about a product, we gave a demo, we talked about future roadmap, we had a little Q&A session, and it seemed like everything went really well there. There's lots to do, as we just mentioned. But the one thing I want to optimize for the whole team is to optimize for fun. So that's how we know if we're doing well, it's that we're having fun. And with that, thanks Ralph for coordinating this and Mo also. And with that, we're going to say peace out.